talking about Girl Scout cookies. Am I correct about that?
Because they have a new flavor. It's like a raspberry something, and it's kind of like the
Raspberry Rally.
Yeah, but it looks like a Thin Mint.
Oh, okay.
So don't, in your head, don't think, oh, a Thin Mint, I'm going to take a bite, because when you get the raspberry, your brain's going to be like, what's happening?
Okay, but I kind of like raspberry though. So
I like raspberry
better than the thin.
I can't stand Thin Mints. I'm sorry. I do love a Girl Scout cookie, but
I've
Thin
tried
Mints,
them for years. They're not working.
Right? You keep because you're like, it must be me, because I keep trying them and they're just not good.
They're not making me thin. All right, Tom, what's going on?
I found something better than Girl Scout cookies.
What'd you find?
You ever heard of crumble cookie?
Oh, yes.
Oh, she went into a euphoric state there,
A little
Tom.
bit.
Explain it to me. I've not heard of them.
They are the absolute best cookies because they're served warm,
Ooh.
and they have five different ones each week.
Ooh.
Chocolate chips always on the menu. Then you've got the lemon poppy seed.
What?
Oh, that thing's delicious.
Oh,
yes.
My goodness. You're speaking my language, Tom, because every time I get online and it says, do you accept cookies? I'm like, yep, and milk too.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, Brandon texted. We're kind of in trouble.
Oh,
We're kind of
okay.
in trouble. Okay, you guys are treading on thin ice with dissing the Thin Mints.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
I just tried and they're not making me any thinner.
But, I mean, we keep trying because we think there's got to be something to the hype. Deborah texted and said she's going to bring us, she's going to be near the station in September, and she's going to bring us some of her baked goodies.
Oh, I wonder if that's going to be cookies.
Those trump every other type of cookie. The homemade cookie trumps every other type of cookie.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Can you join me?
Yeah.
1, 2. C is for cookie. Oh. That's good enough for me.
I couldn't join you.
Don't
I didn't know what that was. I'm sorry.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
You do not know the Cookie Monster song.
I've never heard of it in my entire life. And I mean, I remember I watched Sesame Street, obviously.
Yes.
And I remember Cookie Monster and Oscar and all those guys. Josh from Richmond Hill texted and said, she doesn't know the Cookie Monster song? What? How does it go again?
Oh, my God.
Because I don't.
Cookie starts with C. Let's think of other things that starts with C. Who cares about other things? C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. C is
No
for
idea.
cookie.
Come on, Ninja and Jake. Come
For
on.
me.
C is for cookie. That's good enough for me.
Oh, cookie starts with C. Oh.
I have no idea.
You've never heard that before.
I've never heard that. And like I say, I watched Sesame Street. Like, I loved The Count. I had a little crush on The Count.
Did you have a crush on
when I was a little kid?
A puppet?
I guess I knew it was a puppet.
A puppet.
But I loved his accent. I was drawn to accents from a wee lass. But I don't know. Maybe it was the purple coloring. I'm not really sure. But I did. I had a little crush. Not on Cookie Monster, evidently.
Well,
Sorry.
I did. The things we find out this morning.
We find out. C is for cookie. Cookies are good enough for me.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I thought we were close in age.
Yeah.
And you did not know the Cookie Monster song from Sesame Street.
No, and I watched Sesame Street when I was a kid, but I don't know this song. Like, I don't remember it.
C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. Oh, cookie starts with C.
I have no idea. Okay, Missy said, when my daughter was little, this is a text, C for cookie was the only thing that would calm her down when they were like riding around in the car, I guess, or something like that. So sweet memories there. Monette said, she's with me as well as Rachel. They said neither one of them
have
ever heard this song. And I think they're both telling me like that they watched Sesame Street. Maybe they were like me and were more into The Count. Because I really feel like I had a little crush on The Count. So much so that
Is anybody else finding this creepy? Is any? Jake, Ninja?
Just a little bit.
I was a child, and I liked the accent, I guess. But I will say, when I got older, and I was a grown adult, and Sesame Street Live came to town, I asked to be part of like the pre-party thing, and I met the Count, and I got a picture with him.
Oh, so backstage passes to
A
meet
little
the Count.
bit, just to meet the Count.
What can I find to count? One ring.
That's the telephone. I'll answer it.
No, I must count them.
Yeah,
two rings.
I have to answer the phone there.
No, I am counting the rings. Three rings.
I'll get it.
I feel like I'm blushing.
Four rings.
But I have to answer the...
Five.
He's so cute.
Hello? Hello?
5 glorious rings.
He's so excited about everything.
Oh.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I found out Liz had a crush on the Count from Sesame Street.
No, it wasn't like it was last week. I mean, I was a child. I was a little child, and I did. I had a crush on the Count. I liked his accent, I think. And that unibrow, yeah, okay, it was cute. Okay, so Leah just texted, and she said that she had a crush on the cartoon Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
Yeah, but the cartoon version.
Oh, okay.
Of
okay.
Peter Pan when she
Gotcha.
was little. Now, this is all, as we're little kids, and you just,
All right.
You didn't?
Well, probably Daphne from Scooby-Doo.
Oh, okay. I mean,
maybe.
she wore the same clothes all the time. It was a little odd.
Okay, as I would tell my wife, it's a cartoon. It's just a TV show.
Okay, fine.
I mean, look at the Gilligan's Island. They went on a 3-hour tour and they packed all them clothes. That's just not
Except for
really
Gilligan and the
realistic.
skipper and the professor.
Exactly.
They were
So, okay, Ninja, did you have a crush on somebody?
You know, I did on
After you
a
made
cartoon.
fun of me. After you made fun of me for it.
I know. I had to think about it. And then I had to, but it wasn't a puppet. It was a cartoon.
What?
So the son from Meet the Robinsons, the one with the dark hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
and
remember that
then
movie.
Looks like he's in a boy band.
and,
A little bit.
and then Dash from The Incredibles.
Oh, yeah, he's so cute.
Yes.
I get that. Okay. All right, Jake.
Oh, all right. So I used to watch this show called Kim Possible on Disney, and the villain, Shigo, right up my alley.
Wait. Okay, there's a
Always down with the bad guys.
picture of this on the screen. You'll be able to watch it on his radio TV. Is that a moustache that she has?
No, that is definitely her lip.
Okay, but very strong features she has.
She sure do.
She is beautiful. Yeah, I get it.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Isabella is 8 years old.
Okay.
And she made probably the longest distance call any child her age has ever made.
Okay, her dad's like a ham operator.
Yes.
And so she got on the ham radio, knew the lingo, knew everything, and she connected with the International Space Station.
Like what? Okay.
An astronaut on the International Space Station.
I think it's amazing. All
Yeah.
right, let's give it a listen. Let's hear
All
what
right.
happened.
Welcome to the International Space Station.
November Alpha 1, Sierra Sierra. Mike 0, Lima Mike Kilo. My name is Isabella. I'm 8 years old. You're 5 and 9. Thank you.
Mike 0, Lima Mike Kilo. This is November Alpha 1, Sierra Sierra. Isabella, it's so great to chat with you. Thank you for getting on the radio and saying hello.
Thank you, Fly safe.
Thank you, Isabella. 7-3s.
Okay, couple of things. This accent is killing me. It's so November, Alpha Romeo. I don't even know what she's saying, but it's so cute.
It's a call sign. That's the call sign she's giving.
But I don't like. But how? How did?
The Alpha 1, Sierra. Mike 0, Lima Mike Kilo.
Kilo. Like, could you say no to that if that call came into you?
I'm answering it every single time.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
We're days away from football, but it's still dead on baseball season because you're a baseball mama, right?
Yeah, it is going to be baseball season for the next couple of months. Majors going through October, but let me tell you about Tucker. Tucker is evidently...
Is he a new player that got called up to
No,
it?
no. He's a baseball fan, though.
Okay.
But he was in a precarious little situation. He only had days before Tucker wasn't going to be around anymore. Unfortunately, he was at the Humane Society.
Oh.
And
so time was ticking away.
Time
for
was
Tucker.
ticking. And so the Seattle Mariners found out about Tucker's story. And somebody said, we got to go get this dog. So he's a yellow lab mix. He's about 4 years old. And they brought him in. They adopted him. Now, they're hoping that a family eventually will take Tucker home. It's not that they don't want him. They just want him to have, his forever home. But for now, he's an unofficial mascot. He's going to be at every game.
Okay.
He has access to unlimited balls that he can play with.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. Tucker's in baseball heaven, man.
Right?
Oh, my goodness.
And his main job or purpose there with the Seattle Mariners is just to get spoiled and be loved on, because he's had a rough road so far.
Yeah.
And so it is time to make this puppy happy.
Oh, my gosh. So after Tucker gets adopted, Mariners, I'm available.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Love elephants.
I love elephants as well. And I think they're a lot smarter than we give them credit for. I think a lot of animals are super intelligent. So in China, and this happened, I guess, just in the last little bit, but there was a family that went to the zoo.
Okay.
And there are several little kids, and it looks like a toddler, maybe up to 4 years old, is standing looking down at the elephant enclosure.
Okay.
And you know how kids fidget. They just do. And so I guess fidgeted so much, the little sandal they were wearing just popped off.
So I bet the elephant wanted to see what it was and
sure.
went to kind of taste it out and grabbed it with its trunk.
Gave it a little taste test first. Nah, I don't think I want that.
Sweaty feet, nah.
Right?
Nah.
Ew, toe jam. And so took the trunk and lifted it back up to the kid.
Oh my gosh.
Gave the shoe back to the kid.
Yeah.
To me, that's intelligent. That's super intelligent to realize, okay, so that's the kid that dropped the shoe. Let me, and not thinking shoe because they don't know the word.
Yeah, exactly.
But just knowing it belongs to that person and getting it back is pretty cool.
Yeah, he was afraid the other shoe would fall.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
I don't watch scary movies. I don't like that stuff in my head. It'll keep me up at night. But this sounds like it came from a scary movie.
Okay, it was NASA released this. It was audio from a black hole, and it was from the Perseus Galaxy cluster over the weekend. Now they said they didn't want to make it creepy sounding, but they did boost the level up, the audio.
Well, so that we could hear it.
Yeah.
But they said, I guess there's a misconception that space is silent, completely silent. I would not think it was silent.
All right.
But that's a misconception. But let's listen.
Black hole.
See, all I hear or see in my head.
I'm creeping now, man.
Right?
That's like, ugh.
Right? I see in my head like somebody walking towards like an old telephone because it's ringing, and the bad guy is on the other end, and you go to answer the phone and
you're going, don't go, don't
right?
go, don't go.
Don't answer it.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Okay, so remember those big like metal slides you see at amusement parks or state fairs or something like that? Well, they just opened a giant slide up at a park in Detroit, and then they had to close it down the same day they opened it up. That sucker, people were going down it, and they were just catapulting up in the air. I mean, it's just like, oh my gosh.
Did anybody test this thing out before?
You can see it on his radio TV, but my gosh, these people are like they're bouncing 10 feet up in the air. No.
As far as I know, nobody got injured, as far as I know. But it was that someone could definitely get injured.
Well, because anymore, it's all about safety. I mean, if you go to the playgrounds and the slides are all nice and plastic and there's a rubber mat at the bottom of them.
We've learned a lot.
When we were a kid, man, it was like a metal slide, and you may or may not survive coming down. And if it was the middle of the summer, that slide was 712 degrees.
There used to be a water slide just down from us here. And it was, I don't even know what it was made out of. I think it was made out of gravel. And so you would have this like rubber mat. But if you ever came off that mat, you were like, road rash.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Today, we can all sort of identify with William and Kate, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge.
This may be the first time I've ever been able to relate to them.
Yeah, because they're moving. They're moving out of London. They're going to keep their residence there. They've been living in Kensington Palace, which is where Diana lived. That was her main residence.
Okay.
So they've been living there. But, I mean, it is, I was in England back in April. That was like the dream trip that my husband and I were finally able to take. But went to visit Kensington Palace, and it is right in the middle of everything. And so I get it. They wanted to get their 3 kids away from city life and all the hustle and bustle. And
a little bit more normal life.
Right, right. And so they've moved to a cottage, which is, okay, I can't identify with this or relate to this, but on Windsor Castle grounds. So Windsor Castle is like 25 miles outside of London.
Okay.
So it's still a castle. It's gorgeous, but it does have more of a country feel. It's in a very small little town.
Come to our country home.
Kind of.
Our country estate.
Yes, that's where Harry and Meghan live as well, or they have a residence there called Frogmore Cottage. And so,
are they still talking? I
don't get into
You've got all the royal news.
But I don't get into that. When y'all start fighting, I'm not going to talk about you anymore because we need to love each other. We family. But so they're going to move their family to London. I get it. We moved to the country like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was just nice to be able to have the kids have space to play and, not have the big city life.
Oh my gosh, maybe you've got a story like a move that you made with your family and it was the perfect move to the perfect place. Maybe you want to share?
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear from you. 800-447-7234. You can call the text.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Today, we can all sort of identify with William and Kate, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge.
This may be the first time I've ever been able to relate to them.
Yeah, because they're moving. They're moving out of London. They're going to keep their residence there. They've been living in Kensington Palace, which is where Diana lived. That was her main residence.
Okay.
So they've been living there. But, I mean, it is, I was in England back in April. That was like the dream trip that my husband and I were finally able to take. But went to visit Kensington Palace, and it is right in the middle of everything. And so I get it. They wanted to get their 3 kids away from city life and all the hustle and bustle. And
a little bit more normal life.
Right, right. And so they've moved to a cottage, which is, okay, I can't identify with this or relate to this, but on Windsor Castle grounds. So Windsor Castle is like 25 miles outside of London.
Okay.
So it's still a castle. It's gorgeous, but it does have more of a country feel. It's in a very small little town.
Come to our country home.
Kind of.
Our country estate.
Yes, that's where Harry and Meghan live as well, or they have a residence there called Frogmore Cottage. And so,
are they still talking? I don't
get into
You've got all the royal news.
But I don't get into that. When y'all start fighting, I'm not going to talk about you anymore because we need to love each other. We family. But so they're going to move their family to London. I get it. We moved to the country like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was just nice to be able to have the kids have space to play and, not have the big city life.
Oh my gosh, maybe you've got a story like a move that you made with your family and it was the perfect move to the perfect place. Maybe you want to share?
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear from you. 800-447-7234. You can call the text.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Popping the popcorn for in the morning at 7:10. Rob and Liz in the morning on his radio. I'm Brian for Rob today because 7:10 tomorrow morning, we're going to find out together.
Right. We are going to find out who is going to take ownership, drive away in that 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander. And thanks, courtesy of Gilstrap Family Dealerships, thanks to Southern Wesleyan University and Timmons Contracting for making this a reality, a possibility. But let me tell you, there were so many people that we got to meet. We got to meet you, and love on you. And I mean, you loved on us. I mean, brought us cookies when we were out some places.
They brought you cookies?
They brought us cookies. Ryan brought us cookies in Merle's Inlet. Oh my goodness, they were delish. But it was awesome just, getting out on a summer road trip and you getting your 15 bonus entries to win that vehicle, going on the My HISRadio app, texting in the word car, all that went on.
Yeah, you know what else happened as well? When you guys came out and you stopped by and you saw us, and then other people that may not know about His Radio, they were coming over and asking questions. And so we got to share about what His Radio was all about, and about Jesus, and about hope and encouragement that you find on His Radio. So, man, thanks for stopping by and seeing us.
Yeah, but tomorrow at 7:10, that's the culmination of this summer road trip. That is when we're going to find out who gets to drive away in this 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander. So again, tomorrow morning right here, Rob and Liz in the morning, His Radio, 7:10.